Fueled by Deathcast.
I had an acquaintance. I wouldn't even say he was a friend of mine. He was a dude that I knew from back home. He was a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
And I hit him up, gave him a call, and he was living out here, and I had known him when I was younger, and kind of asked him about it a little bit and how he liked San Diego. And he's like, dude, you can come out here and crash on my couch until you get your own place. So I drove out here on a whim, and then I got lucky after like 10 days, got my own apartment, and been living out here ever since. And so I just work full time at the gym now. And
oh, cool.
It's a good time, man.
Dude, I'll tell you what, this is my first time in San Diego.
Yeah.
It is so fucking beautiful here.
Dude, it is.
I can't, today is my first day, my only day in San Diego. We went to, what was the name of the place? Cocoran?
No. Oh, God.
The little island off the...
Coronado.
That's it.
My girlfriend used to live there.
Holy crap, it's beautiful
It
there.
is. It's awesome.
And I've seen a lot of places like it, out in Key West and stuff like that, but it's never been as cool as what I've seen in San Diego.
Yeah, Coronado's beautiful.
And you must love it out here, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Life's a kung fu movie now, man. I'm fucking living it up, dude.
Sounds like
Hell yeah, dude. It's a good time, man. All I do is I compete, I train, I teach martial arts, and living it up.
So if this is your kung fu movie, where does it go?
I don't know, man. We'll see where it takes me. Like I said, I want to open my own jiu-jitsu school eventually.
Yeah.
That's the plan, what I mean? That's what I want to do in the long run. And, I like helping people, and this is the best way to express myself, and I see it change people's lives every day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see people come into the gym and, they're fat and out of shape and they're miserable, and then, 3 months goes by, 6 months goes by, next thing you know, they're starting to gain some confidence, they're coming into the gym with a smile, they're being more talkative, and they're slimming down, they're starting to get good at this thing out of nowhere. They may have went their whole lives without being good at anything, and then suddenly they're picking something up and they're enjoying it.
Murdering people.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing like it. It's like you can get good at basketball, and that'll feel pretty good, to know how to move around and dribble a ball, but when you know how to strangle somebody, there's something different about that. You're like, oh, I have this person's life in my hand.
Things start to light up.
It's caveman shit, all right?
Yeah,
it is.
So,
definitely.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
That's so cool. I mean, that's something I was talking to Liz about before the class. Just that's one of the things I love most about being in a jiu-jitsu school is watching mostly kids, right? You see these kids just getting into high school. That's which is the most awkward time of your life, right?
For sure,
you're starting to have feelings for girls, and but you're really awkward and nerdy, and you don't know how to talk to people. and I see these kids coming to the jiu-jitsu class, and they're really awkward at first, but you see them progress after a year, 2 years, 3 years. And they're killers. They're and they're not they're acting like killers, but they're just totally different. They're themselves. It's not like they're totally different people. They get to open up. They're comfortable with themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
What it is. When did that happen? That must have happened for you at some point.
Yes,
right?
it did. Well, it happened for me when I was about 16, I think. You know, once I really start, like I said, I grew up around martial arts, but I didn't really train martial arts other than what my dad showed me in the living room. And then once I started training with him and his buddies in the barn when I was 15, 16 years old, and I started to kind of learn some shit, I started to feel this confidence in myself, you know what I mean, on a day-to-day basis. I wasn't nervous of the older guys at school or anything, you know what I mean? I felt like I could talk to people easier, and at first maybe it wasn't a good thing. My dad used to always say, he's like, man, I feel like I'm creating a monster because, like I said, I was running around with the wrong kids when I was in high school, and I didn't know myself. I didn't, you know what I mean? I was still trying to find myself, like you said, and I didn't know what the right path was, you know what I mean? So I was hanging out with, the wrong kids, fucking druggies and stuff, and getting into it with people all the time, and then I was using my martial arts maybe not for good reasons at first. I was getting in fights and beating people's asses a lot at first, but then slowly but surely I pulled myself out of that, especially after I moved out here. And man, people back home, they tell me, they're like, you're a completely different person what you were 5-6 years ago, and I am. I'm a completely different human being now. I've just I've came into my own. I've learned to use this as something positive, and I have a way out of how I was raised and the way that I was living back home. Now I'm doing something good with myself from martial arts. So.